Alright, bub. I'm Wolverine, and welcome to Jay's Toy Collection, UK. Ladies and gentlemen, you've seen the Mona Lisa, you've seen the sunflowers, you've seen the Scream, but have you seen Box on a Table? So this video could go very wrong before it even starts, because I haven't opened the box. Now, if I'm correct, I think I know what's inside here, and it should be an exciting one. That has been over 2 years I've been waiting for this figure. So we will find out live right now as I cut into the box. Is this going to be what I think it is? And there's my foot. I've just walked into the table. So we will cut the sides and we will hashtag, as they say on the channel. Oh, get in there. Flip open the flap. There we are. What do we see? What do we see, ladies and gentlemen? Let's hope we see the Mezco Ghost Rider. Let's get that box. Let's get that out of here. Is this going to be... It looks like it. It really does look like it. I think we may have, finally, after 2 years, the Mezco Ghost Rider has arrived. So I will spend the rest of this video getting it unboxed, getting the lights working, and getting it in the display. Right. It is Mezco Ghost Rider, so that's an absolute bonus for this video at least. So I've gone semi-professional, I've got the tripod and the ring light out, so hopefully this is all coming through on camera, and I've got the shot set up, because I'm going to walk down the other end of the table and try and show you the box. So on the front there, some really cool looking artwork there of Johnny Blaze himself on the front from Mezco. On the side of the box, we've got the skull. On the rear of the box, again, another image of Ghost Rider on the bike, and another skull on the other side. On the top of the box, we'll be looking at the Mezco 112 Collective pose, play and display, and on the bottom, ooh, a Ghost Rider skull. So it seems like it's a slipcase, so I wonder what we're going to unveil underneath. Will it be the same artwork? We shall find out together. So, no, it is not the same artwork. It's a gigantic skull face of Ghost Rider that kind of goes on all the way. That's really cool, actually. So Mezco always do have impressive packaging. On the side there, oh, that's a different image as well. So some really nice artwork on the box and on t'other side. So it looks like I'm going to have to get the knife back out again. And for the second time, hashtag flip open the flap. Mezco don't always use sellotape, but they have in this case. So let's get this open, and as you can see inside there, we've got the foam inserts. So I will come up here if I can. Start with a tray. So I've got the tray there, and then this must be the bike in the foam inserts here. So trying not to break this ridiculously expensive figure. So we'll see how we do. Oh, and some instructions. So, right, there we are. Let me just get everything in shot, and I'll be back with you. Right, so we're all set up. So here is the instruction leaflet. So I'm sure I will be needing that in a minute. And your usual Mezco warning, these aren't for toys, don't fuck them up, because we won't fix them. So, let's have a look at Johnny then. So, nice plastic tray there. Let me get that off, and we will see what's inside. I'm terrible with these Mezcos, because sometimes you do this, and they end up flying everywhere. So, let's hope I don't do that today. So there is Johnny looking very good. Let me get the plastic off his face. So the batteries are actually in this compartment, which is unusual for Mezco. Let's take a look at old Ghost Rider then. And oh my goodness, does this figure look good in hand. It's been a long wait, but hopefully it is going to be worth it. Look at this. So you get the full leather or faux leather design on Ghost Rider there, on your jacket, on your leather pants, and we've got the light up head there. I don't know if there's an articulated jaw. I'll find out in a second, but there is just a brief overview of the actual figure. So let me see what else we've got in the tray. So we'll go through the rest of the top tray. So you get some interchangeable hands, you get some sort of open hands there, you get a left hand, another open looking left hand. What else do we have? We have a right trigger finger, We've got a right gripper, And we've got a left gripper. And what was on the figure, because I completely forgotten already, it's a pair of fists, isn't it? Bring the figure back. And a pair of fists. So we've got a nice selection of hands and a nice selection of batteries, because I do believe the figure and the bike will light up in this one. We'll look at the next tray then now. So I lift this off, you should have, oh, we've got a pair of trays here. So we've got the actual figure stand itself. So Mezco always give you these really cool detailed stands, but they're so big, they're actually really quite difficult to actually use in the display. There's a couple of flame effects in there. I'm not sure if they're for the bike or for Ghost Rider, so I'll find out as we go on. And then the final tray, you've got the flaming whip chain, and you've got the non sort of flaming whip chain there, and the figure stand, so you can have the figure flying up in the air. So that's that. So next section, let's take a quick look at Ghost Rider's articulation. Right then, articulation segment. How do the professionals do it? You get your hands over here and you start moving. So the head itself, it literally just pulls off. It's on an open sort of socket joint there. There's no ball joint in there, so you're only going to get side to side movement out the head. That's because of the light feature. So literally just side to side, and the jaw does articulate there. If we can pick it up, I think that's a bit of an articulated jaw. Light piping is going to be great through this translucent head as well. So you've probably got single hinges on the elbows. I don't push my Mezcos too far, so you're not going to get the world's greatest articulation segment from me. Most of mine are usually posed like statues, but I will give it a try. The elbows come out and the shoulders come out to the side. You can probably go further, but you don't really want to push the leather. You don't want to rip the faux leather there. The jacket does have a working zipper on it, but I'm not going to be brave enough to fool around with it. So single jointed knees, I would assume. It might be double. Let's be honest, I ain't got a bloody clue. But the legs move at least. Ankles, you've got a little bit of rocker there, a bit of up and down, and yeah, I can't get my leg to go forward at all. That one comes forward a bit more and goes back quite a lot there. Oh, he clicked a bit there. Hope we didn't break him. No, he seems to be okay. As you see, articulation not my strong point. So this guy will get posed on his bike and he will never move again. But I think he'll have reasonable articulation for those that want to move him around. I'm not sure of anything in the torso. Bit of waist swivel, but again, that's going to be restricted by the leather. But just you get a really good look at this leather. Hopefully, over time, it won't disintegrate, because out of the packaging, he does look really, really good. So that's the figure. Let's have a look at the bike, and then we'll have to obviously try and read these instructions and look at the lights. Right then, foam is ready to come apart. So here we go then in 3, 2, 1. Ta-da! So, looks like we've got the bike in here. Let's get this bad boy out. Looking very nice. So let's take a closer look at the bike then, if we're going to focus. Come on, camera. Focus. There we go. So there is the left-hand side of the bike, and hopefully if I can get you to focus, we will see the details there. Look at some of these details. This is really, really nice in hand, I must say. Okay, it was an expensive figure. It's about £220, I think, but that is a nice looking bike. So on the bottom, got your battery packs and everything. On the other side, some great paintwork again. It's going to be quite hard to get this to focus, but hopefully that is coming through on camera. That is you've got sort of the metallic, you've got the weathering and everything. If you will focus, yes, son of a bitch, look at this. There you go, focus for me. Look at that, try not to move it too much. You can get the real focus. Always like a proper sort of art review, this, isn't it? So this high detailed sculpture of a 112 collective bicycle has been found in the wild. You can see here the black to grey paint shading and the dirt details. It's like David Attenborough, this review. So you've got your exhaust pipes at the back as well, if you will focus. And then from the front, again, if I can press that, that should focus you. There you go. You've got a nice long sort of front shaft. That's all I can really call it. So the bike's looking really good. And we've got some flame effects, I think, in here. So let me come and get these out for you. We've got two big flame effects here coming straight up. So you get a look at the Mezcos in the background while I fiddle about with these. So there we go. Flame effect number 1. Looking very nice. I think that goes at the back of the bike. Again, nice and translucent. And flame effect number 2. Again, nice and translucent. So let me just fiddle around trying to get these on the bike, and we'll see what that looks like. Should have it in shot there now for you. So there we are. There is the bike in all of its glory, in both its front and rear flame effects. So as the instructions say, Hell Cycles tyre can sit in front and back flame effects respectively. So they are looking rather nice. I think this is going to look rather nice in the cabinet. You can see Doctor Strange behind, and he's waiting for his new buddy, because Ghost Rider will be joining him soon. So there's what the flame effects look like on there. I think I will next try the lights, and then we'll have a look at getting Ghost Rider lit up and getting him on the bike. Just to jump right in before that, you don't actually need the flame effects for the bike to balance, because as you can see now, flame effects aren't being used and the bike is perfectly balanced on the table. That's probably because there is a little sort of kickstand there at the side down there that keeps him nice and balanced. So if you don't have room to put the flame effects on, or you don't want them all the time, you do have another option. So there we are, the lights are on. The lights are in Johnny Blaze's head, and he is literally blazing. Look at that for an effect. So two ridiculously tiny small batteries in there, and I mean ridiculously small. Nearly dropped them in the carpet to never to be seen again, but they do work really well. So hopefully it does come across on camera. You've got a flickering effect in the light up head feature, so that is really cool. Now, I've also got the batteries in the motorcycle, so I'll show you what that looks like. Right, the batteries are in. These were a bit more difficult. There's 3 batteries that go there, but it kind of does bow the plastic, so it's not the greatest design, because it's putting a lot of pressure on there to keep the battery compartment shut, but it is very effective. So there's a little button that you can see over here. And as you can hear, there's sounds. Oh, I'd completely forgotten there was sounds. I think there's 2 patterns as well. So that's pretty impressive. So there is lights and sounds, and the lights do stay on after the sound. So if I plug him in his little stand here, if I can do that by a bit of leaning over there, get that in there, get that in there, and hopefully you can see, oh, if I can actually get to focus. There we go, focus, you little bastard. Lots of focusing issues today. How do these professionals do it? So I don't know whether it will come across on camera, but the light does pipe all the way through the flame effects, so this will look kind of cool in the dark. Here we are then, the main event. Lights on his head, lights on his bike. He's looking pretty cool. Let's let you listen to those. I love the engine sounds. So yeah, all lit up in all his glory, and he's looking really cool, to be honest. He's a bit of a pain to get on the bike. He sits okay, but to actually, the articulation isn't the easiest to get him holding the bike and holding his chain and getting his feet on. And of course his head can't look up because of the light up feature, so that is a little irritating. So it's going to take some work to get the poses you want out of this guy, but once you get your poses, I think you will be pleasantly surprised. Okay, it's an expensive figure, but I think it's kind of worth it. It is really a very nice product. So what I will do now is get him in his final resting place in the display. So Ghost Rider is successfully in the cabinet, and looking rather nice, if I do say so myself. So he's in there with Captain America, the black suit Spider-Man, the Red Skull, and Doctor Strange. So he does take up a hefty bit of room in the cube, as you can see there. He does go right to the back with all the flame effects on. I've got him in the one pose that he'll probably, as I say, now stay in for the rest of his life. So that is the Mezco 112 Collective Ghost Rider. Overall, yeah, he's a bit fiddly. His articulation isn't amazing, but he's a very cool looking display piece. So what I'll do now, for those that have stuck around, is we'll have a quick overview of some of the Mezcos. So we'll start down here at the bottom of the cabinet then, where I've got the sort of X-Men display at the moment. So we've got the Mezco Wolverine, the Cable figure, and the Magneto. The base you may have seen in some of my other videos, but if you haven't, this is actually Toy Biz Marvel Legends comics that I've sort of glued, or decoupaged I think is the posh word, onto the detolf cabinet, because I had the white detolfs. I didn't like white, and they don't do the black in the UK anymore, so I took initiative and then made a Marvel sort of one there. And for some reason I've got the X-Men in the Fantastic Four, because of course that makes sense. But I used posters on the back in the Mezco display, and this is front and centre in the living room, which I'm sure the missus absolutely loves. So there's Spider-Man 2099. And the reason we got a Spidey poster there is because that's waiting for classic Spidey, Green Goblin and Doc Ock. So I cannot wait to get those in hand. We move up to the next Marvel Cube, and then we have the newly mentioned Ghost Rider. We've got Doctor Strange himself, one of my favourites in the Mezco collection, the Red Skull, Captain America, and Spider-Man. Now, have I got any more Marvel? I do, so I'm going to have to do a bit of manoeuvring here, because they're over the other side. And we're right down in the corner now, and I was going to put Ghost Rider here, and I think eventually he will end up in this cube, but this is the one that's harder to see. So at the moment, he's going in the one I can see every day. So there's Iron Fist, there is Blade, that's a really good figure. This is the Spidey Craven's Last Hunt comic from Marvel Legends that I cut up in this one. The display piece over there is from the Diamond Select Toys Gotham range. There is Moon Knight, which is another great looking figure. Look, I even did a pose on that one. And then there's two fake ones. Yeah, Daredevil and Punisher. Those are cheap AliExpress knockoffs, because I didn't really like that design of Punisher, and I don't like that design of Daredevil, so I didn't want to pay the full price for them. So I just got some cheap, literally I think they're £15 from AliExpress, just to fill the gap until they release a version of the characters I'd actually like to have. So that's Marvel. And then finally for Marvel over here, this is where Galactus is. You'll see the fancy ring light in the background. Oh, it looks like a moon, doesn't it? So there is Marvel Legends Galactus. But down the bottom, we have Thanos from Mezco. And we do have Lockjaw and Black Bolt. So they are waiting in that one there for the Fantastic Four and Doctor Doom to arrive with me. And that is it for my Marvel Mezco collection. There are others, there are DC, but let's keep it Marvel themed for today. So that's pretty much it, ladies and gentlemen. So Ghost Rider is now, he's over there, waiting his sort of lights I might put on later. I have tried, but I can't get the lights to work in the dark because it isn't dark enough in here. So I have to apologise, and we shan't be having a lighting segment in this video. But I hope you've enjoyed my attempt at a professional review. Yes, it wasn't very professional. You know what I'm like. We'll finish on a Sentinel. So there is a Marvel Legends at Sentinel. So I have been Jay. This has been Jay's Toy Collection UK. Please do like, comment and subscribe for more crazy videos. And if you want to see Cheeky Monkey in a live stream, let me know, and I can talk toys with the missus. So I'll see you all on the next video. It's the bonus footage. I've turned his lights on in the cabinet. So there he is with his motorcycle lighting up. There's a kind of post-credit scene here.